Thank you to the choir, and one of the members of the choir who is listening today is Annette Brownlee, who is one of the significant organisers of this rally. Unfortunately, Annette's not with us today because she's battling COVID. So we send her our best wishes and regards. Our next speaker is Peter Ong, who is the Secretary of the Queensland Northern Territory branch of the Electrical Trades Union. So thank you, Peter.
Thanks, Pete, and congratulations to all you guys for rolling out today. It's a great turnout. Guys, can I just start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land on which we gather today and pay our respects to their elders past and present. As was said before, this land was never ceded, it was stolen, and it always was and always will be Aboriginal land. And we get to vote on that later in the year, comrades. Always want to keep it at the front of your minds. We've got a referendum coming up towards the end of the year, and there's only one answer to that, and that's yes. Make sure you're voting yes. Comrades, I want to talk to you about the AUKUS deal today. First of all, who here voted for the government to spend $368 billion on submarines? Is there anyone? No. No, nor did I. In fact, I didn't even know about it. And you know, it's a huge cost impost on Australia and its people, and we actually had no input in it. No one spoke to us about it at any stage, and the massive cost ever put to the Australian people. It was never put to us. The headline costs are massive, $368 billion over the next 25 or so years. Huge amounts of taxpayers' money, your money, to be spent on up to 8 nuclear-powered submarines. At a time when decent Australians are struggling to put food on the table and pay their rent, a time when our health system is on life support and our renewable industries are crying out for investment. This government will spend obscene amounts on war machines, including $3 billion in the next 4 years to help prop up the US shipbuilding industry. $3 billion to one of the biggest superpowers in the world, your money going to the US, the world's biggest economy, instead of staying here to help ease the cost of living crisis. That's an absolute disgrace. And I've got to tell you, can you imagine how many houses you could build for $3 billion rather than go and prop up the ship industry in the US? What an absolute disgrace. Who knew about that? I didn't. This government tells us there is only one bucket of money, yet they can pluck hundreds of billions for war. It's a disgrace and not what I voted for. I voted for a sustainable future with investment in updating the electricity grids to support renewable energy projects and local manufacturing. I voted for decent healthcare, childcare and housing. And I voted for decent, well-paying, safe jobs and a future for our children. Apart from the enormous and obscene costs to the budget bottom line, there are also massive unknowns. Our biggest trading partner is China, yet we have been forced to pick sides. We have been forced to support the US, who only 2 short years ago faced down an armed coup provoked by an unstable would-be dictator. I think we all know who that is, Donald Trump. Is this really the sort of ally we want to solely align our future with? I don't think so. The potential impacts on our state and country are substantial. For the first time ever, Australia is signing up to wholeheartedly follow the US and UK in their nuclear weapons future, with nuclear-powered subs rotating through WA in less than 5 years' time, and through an undisclosed location on the east coast sometime later, which we're still waiting to hear where that's going to be. Many experts believe this military pact all but compels us to support US wars, including with nuclear-armed China. Former military brass believe we are now a much bigger target for aggression, saying the combination of a US military build-up in Australia and our adherence to US foreign policy is putting our sovereignty as a nation under severe threat. Former Labor Minister Peter Garrett raised serious questions about the disposal of weapons-grade nuclear waste, which will now under this deal be done in Australia. That's an absolute disgrace. We have fought so long and hard to stop this from happening, and with the swipe of a pen, we are now in this situation. I call on you to lobby your local councillors, state and federal members, and call on them to support making Brisbane a true nuclear-free city by banning the use of any current or future port facility in Brisbane for all activities associated with any nuclear-propelled and or armed submarine. We call on them to make Queensland a true nuclear-free state by banning the use of any current or future port facility in Queensland for all activities associated with any nuclear-propelled and or armed submarine. We call on the state government to immediately reject any proposal to store nuclear waste in this state. And we call on the federal government to immediately sign and ratify the Treaty of the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, comrades. In summary, comrades, there is no upside to this appalling decision. There is only budget cuts, insecurity, toxic waste and a loss of our sovereignty. Our kids deserve better than this. So, comrades, it comes down to this. If we want peace and prosperity, we're going to have to campaign for it. Say no to a nuclear future. Thank you, comrades.
Thank you, Peter. And I commend to you the report produced by ICANN, the Independent and Peaceful Australia Network, released late last year, that looked at the effect of Australia's involvement in America's wars over the last 50 years or so. It's sobering reading. You'll find a copy on the ICANN website. So it's the Google ICANN, I-P-A-N, and it'll give you a lot more information and facts that you can use when talking to family, friends and work colleagues.